Trev from Zero 4x4. As promised, I'm here at the Sydney Caravan Camping Show. I'm going to do a video on the Sport versus the Outback. I know it's a question that comes up all the time on social media. Why would I buy the Outback over the Sport? I'm going to answer all those questions in this video. Before we hit the comparison, I just want to let you guys know if you're looking at a Jpod, we have a fantastic Facebook group called the Jayco JPOD Owners of Australia. Jump on, have a look, there's lots of mods, good friendly people. Let's start with the comparison. We'll start on the interior. The interior is very similar to the Outback. It has the same 3 tubs, which we actually use ours for all our cooking utensils. Both units have an inner spring mattress with bed pockets at the end of the bed, along with bed lights with USB. Pre-2021 models had 3 compartments above the bed either side. For some reason, Jayco changed the design. On the end there, you've got a compartment on the end, which we actually like. We put tissues there. It's great for our straps for our Darchi. On each unit, you've got a vent. Underneath the bed, you've got a huge storage area. You can see the battery management system in this picture is actually exposed, but on the current model, it's actually got a shroud around it, protecting it from when you're loading and unloading different equipment underneath the bed. It comes with 2 tubs. The 2 tubs, we actually use one for our Darchi walls, the other one we use for dry food. It comes with a 100 amp hour AGM battery, so it's a pretty well set up little unit. On the exterior, you've got an external light and you've got a picnic table. I reckon my Sport's probably the first Sport to have a picnic table like this added to it. It is so handy for food preparation, making coffees, that sort of thing. It comes with an unregulated solar input using an Anderson plug. And the front has a really good compartment there if you've got a stove or something else you want to put away. We start to see a few subtle differences between the 2 models now. The Sport doesn't have the 2-burner stove next to the sink. I actually like this option because it gives you somewhere to do dishes and food preparations, but the 2-burner stove is on the Outback. You've got a bayonet fitting underneath there for stoves and barbecues on both models, and you've got a 12-volt plug and a 240-volt plug if you want to plug in a toaster or a kettle. Now the 200-watt solar panel is optional on the Sport, where it is standard on the Outback. The toolbox is a lot smaller on the Sport. It has electric brakes and it has a standard hitch, where the Outback has a DO35 hitch. You'll find the gas bottle, the 4 kilo gas bottle and regulator inside the toolbox. Both units come with a Bush Ranger bag awning, which comes out about 2.5. It is upgradable to a 270 version, the Jayco version, but most people go the Darchi because it covers the kitchen. Both the Outback and the Sport come with a heavy duty roof rack, so you can put a rooftop tent on there. On our Jpod Sport, we've actually put the Bush Ranger on the opposite side with a Darchi 270 on the side covering the kitchen. It's good now that all 3 units, the X, the Outback and the Sport, have an 80 litre water tank. And it also is protected by a shroud, so any rocks coming up, it's not going to damage the tank. Now this is where it really changes for the 2 models. The Jpod Sport has leaf spring axle combination suspension, where the Outback has the J-Tech independent suspension, more suitable for off-roading, full driving. The Sport with the leaf springs is what I've got on mine. The Outback wasn't available when I bought my Sport, and the leaf spring's done really well. We've underslung the axle on our unit, but the leaf spring is fine for the everyday use. The Sport is a full fiberglass finish, where the Outback has a checker plate buffer to protect it from road debris. In summary, the Sport is a fantastic little unit. We've had ours for nearly 5 years. We've modified it heavily and underslung the axle to get a little bit of height, particularly so I don't hit my head on the rear door. I think if you're driving a smaller SUV or smaller towing vehicles, it's going to be better on the tow ball weight, and it's going to give you better height balance against your hitch, although there is solutions for height differences with vehicles. I think if you're going off-road, doing the full drive tracks, the independent suspension of the Outback is going to be far more suitable. But for the everyday, travelling around, having a good time, the Sport is a real beaut little unit and you'll love it. Alright, we'll get the ball rolling with the Outback. The Outback is the Outback version or full drive off-road version of the Jpod. It comes with a DO35 hitch, which is an improvement, and a very robust universal hitch. It comes with a fixed 200 watt solar panel, so it's ideal for keeping the batteries charged up. I still have a preference for portable solar, but having the fixed solar definitely gives you a good backup. The Outback comes with a sink with the ability to add a hot water system later. On our Jpod we actually added the Truma hot water system, which is amazing. It comes with a 2-burner stove and is fitted with 2 bayonet fittings so you can run your Weber as well. On the underside we've got the Jtech suspension, the independent suspension, which is a definite feature of the Outback, and of course the X as well. This is a really good system and I wish I had it on my Jpod Sport. All 3 Jpods now boast an 80 litre water tank, which is great, and they've got a shroud which protects it from flying rocks. Up next to the kitchen you've got a 12 volt plug and a 240 volt plug, ideal if you want to plug in a kettle or a 240 volt appliance. One of the negatives definitely is having a 2.5 bag awning. I think a quality 270 awning is far better for this unit. It comes with a light on the outside. On the interior it's really spacious. You can see here the cabinet on the side here. We use the 3 tubs for our utensils, our pots and pans, that sort of thing. It has a fire extinguisher and it has your power switches and light switches. I'm exceptionally pleased to see a quality fridge go into the Jpod. All the different fridges they've put in these fridges cheapen the brand. I'm really pleased to see a quality brand go into the Jpod. One of the big positives of the Outback is the amount of underbed storage space for portable toilets, solar, flooring, all that sort of stuff. One of the improvements, and I think it's a ripper, is the protection around the Bluetooth enabled battery management system. That's a huge improvement because I know I'm always worried about bashing mine when I'm packing stuff underneath. The addition of the Sirocco fans is fantastic as well. We've got 2 in our little Jpod Sport. Side pockets, side lights with USB is really good. On the old series of Jpods you used to have 3 cabinets up the top here. On the new ones you've only got 2. On the opposite side of the Outback you've got your water ingress. You've also got your 240 volt ingress if you're in a caravan park or whatever, remembering you should carry a 15 amp lead. It also has a front locker which is really big. It's quite good. It's opposite the kitchen. We put our stove in there, and you've got window, and of course it's got the rooftop tent compatible roof rack, so it's a good solid roof rack. You can put lots of things on there. We mentioned earlier the DO35, but you've also got a jerry can holder, and you've got a really substantial toolbox going right across the front of the unit, which includes a 9 kilo gas bottle on the Outback unit. Remember also the Outback comes with a 100 amp hour AGM battery, which is upgradable down the track to lithium. I wish the Outback was available when we bought our Jpod Sport in 2017. I love the idea of the independent suspension. Where I think the Outback is outstanding is the amount of storage, particularly the underbed storage. I think that's terrific. Where it can be improved is a 270 awning on the Outback, a quality 270 awning which gives you really good coverage. I think there are a couple of really big improvements that could be made on the Outback. Overall, the simplicity of Jpod is awesome.
I wish I knew the road to you. I don't care.